What it do, baby? English Friday, baby. We told you before. English Fridays, we have no limit. Either it's with legendary Hall of Famer Chris Pronger in the NHL. It is with Molly Carlson, one of the best high divers in the world, and one of my favorite people, I gotta say. And it was my friend Emily Clark, Natalie Spooner, some of the greatest hockey players that will represent us in Beijing in the Olympics. When we do English Fridays, you can bet that we are about to get the best. And today, we have none other than Aliyah. She's a professional wrestler, superstar for the WWE. She has the fastest victory in the history of the company. Now, I ain't young, but that company ain't younger than me. She has the fastest victory, 3.71 seconds she won. Now, I know we usually get hockey players, football players, basketball players, Olympians, but this is the second time we have a WWE wrestler. We had the Rhea Ripley last year. Now we have Aliyah because the Royal Rumble is upon us. While you're listening to this, it's tomorrow, Saturday. Saturday the 29th is the Royal Rumble, one of my favorite events. So as the voice of WWE in French in Quebec, well, in Canada, it's my honor to get her on my podcast and to talk about a few things, talk about wrestling, but how she got into wrestling. And I'm pretty pumped to have you listen to this pod with Aliyah. Now, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Sans Restriction. Don't forget to give us some love on Spotify. Give us 5-star Frog Splash. And yeah, that's it. Let's go and let's hear from Aliyah. Baby! First of all, Aliyah, I want to know how you're doing.
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great because in this pandemic, we need to ask people how they're doing. This is the first thing we need to do when we see people and ask them how you doing. But how you doing being record holder for the fastest win ever on SmackDown?
Oh my goodness. It feels incredible. All I have to say is hard work pays off, and I am so grateful, so blessed. And, I'm going to continue to keep working hard, kicking ass, because that's what I do.
Just for you to know, the people that listen to this podcast, it's a sports podcast, right? So we have hockey, NHLers, football players, we got NASCAR drivers. So maybe they don't know much about wrestling. Can you tell me more about how you ended up being a WWE superstar?
Yeah. So growing up, I was a huge fan. My parents, they were really strict. I remember being 16 and I found this warehouse that I could train at, and I didn't tell them. And so I was secretly training for like 6 months. And then one day they decided to come to my job because I told them I was there and I wasn't there. And ended up moving out after that. And right now we're cool. Our relationship is better than ever, but I did go through a little bit of hard times, but haven't looked back since. And I'm very lucky and blessed to where I'm at today.
There's so many Canadians right now in professional wrestling. Like, we're thinking back in the days, I remember when I was younger, I used to Christian with the Canadian flag. I used to Bret Hart with the Canadian flag. I was like, man, we're 5. Now we're like at least 20 in all the different companies. Do y'all bound together? Are you like a bunch of Canadians sticking together?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. we have that little Canadian connection. You know what I mean? You got that little past the corn relish. They don't got corn relish.
Because is it hard? Because the Canadian scene is strong, right? We have a lot of companies in here, and spoke with Pat Laprade. You came to Femme Fatale, that's been doing work here and to a lot of places, right? But is it harder for Canadians to make it to the state, or now with social media and the eyes on Canada, it's easy like that?
It's hard. It's always hard and it's always a risk, especially when um, you're doing the independents and you're doing the smaller shows. Me growing up, I was lucky, when before I was signed to WWE and I would do, you know, the indie shows. I never really had any problems getting through so I mean, I feel like with right now with social media, the exposure, it's definitely there. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if they're like having a lot of shows out there right now with the lockdown and the restrictions or anything.
Yeah, we have none. We have a curfew.
You guys have a curfew? Oh
Yep.
man,
That's
no.
Montreal. That's Montreal for you.
No, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, all the restaurants are closed. Gyms are closed. Everything closed.
Oh my gosh.
I
Well, I'm here
know.
in sunny Florida, and
Oh, and you have a ranch. Are you on a ranch?
yeah,
You have horses? You're doing the horses thing?
yeah. I have one horse named Larry.
Oh my god, this is crazy. Do you okay? So how many times a week you can ride the horse?
I mean, I could ride him whenever I want. I jump him like 3 times a week. He's a Dutch
Wow.
warm blood. He's 16'3". He's a jumper, and yeah, I have a lot of fun with it.
So you kick ass in the ring and then you open that horse? You
Yes,
badass.
yeah.
You
So
badass.
my dad, he was a jockey in the Middle East before his injury. Then he moved to Canada, and then he's been at Woodbine Racetrack. He's worn so many different hats there. He's been a horse owner, horse trainer, exercise rider, you name it. He's done it all. So we're
That's
huge horse
crazy.
people.
Okay, so I'm putting you on the spot now. If you have the opportunity to ride, I don't know how you call that in the United States, that big races with all the horses and they're putting. I see Tom Brady being dressed well and stuff. That or you get a match, not the main event, but a match at WrestleMania. So you get to
Oh, I'll
ride.
take the match at WrestleMania any day, and I'll ride my horse to the match. How about that? I'll be
That's
going down that ramp like,
that's can you
and we
so,
would
so,
jump
so
into the ring.
that would be crazy. But with the Royal Rumble coming up, it might happen. You got the record. You got because when I do the commentary on TVA Sport, I do the French commentary for Raw, and we didn't have you yet, but maybe one day you're gonna be drafted to Raw, and I'm gonna be able to call your matches. But I always say you gotta watch out for her. I've seen her on NXT, I've seen her on SmackDown. You gotta watch out for her. What would you like to say to your opponents in the Royal Rumble?
I like to tell. You know, I have a 3.7 seconds victory. I hold the record for fastest victory in WWE history. I'm gonna have the fastest eliminations. How about that?
Oh, you're putting it up there. So,
You get in the ring, you get out. That's my plan. Let's go, baby.
yeah, you're going Santino on people, eh?
Oh
Santino, I
yeah.
think he lacked at 1.2.
I mean, maybe I should stay quiet. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't. I shouldn't be speaking about my plan. I need to keep that to myself
You
because
need
now
to
my
hide under
opponent's
the
like,
ring. You need to
"Hi,
hide.
ooh,
That's what
ooh."
I would do. Why would I take punches and then they forget about me and then I slide in and then throw him back
Right?
down?
You'll go through the bottom rope instead of going over the top rope, so it's technically not an
Exactly.
elimination. I see what you're saying.
Exactly. I mean, I ain't no superstar, but I can think though. Okay, so usually because our platform it's about all the sports, I usually put sometimes on Instagram story some of the wrestling moves, and I ask the people, would you take that move for that amount of money? Okay, so
Okay.
we've seen it out. And people are so involved, and they get to know more and more about wrestling, and we grow the wrestling fan base, and now we have a lot of wrestling fan base in our community. Now, I want you to tell me which wrestling move you're like, man, I don't like to take that move.
So here's the thing. I've been I there's I'm such a okay. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I'll do it all. You know what I mean? Like mind you, I'm no I ain't no scaredy cat. So I mean there isn't really much I would say no to.
Come on,
I don't know.
there gotta
I'm
be
just a
one.
tough SOB. What can I say? I mean,
Hey, I ain't taking no slap in the face, okay? I'm gonna take a pile driver, but
you
I ain't
slap me
taking
in the
no
face,
slap.
I'll slap you harder. That's what's gonna happen. See, that's the thing. Like, if you were to tell me, oh, would you take, for example, a slap in the face? I'd be like, all right, yeah, I'll take it. I'm gonna slap you twice as hard.
Hey, let them know.
Exactly.
Okay, so going through, because so I have a lot of friends in other leagues, and I speak to them on daily basis with all the COVID thing going on. Now y'all been in the Thunderdome, and even for us doing the commentary, it was hard at Thunderdome. I can't imagine for you, WWE superstar, being in how hard it was. Being back to the fans for the first time, the first Raw, how was it?
Oh my goodness. I remember. So I had a dark match. So this was the first time we're back on the road, everything. I had a dark match, and I remember just feeling so grateful and so honored, you know, to be out there. And after like what, it was like a year and a half with no crowd.
Yeah.
It felt amazing. It felt literally, it reminded me of, this is why I do what I do, and it's to put smile on people's faces and to feel that energy from the people. And I'm just so grateful and so blessed that we finally have a crowd back.
So how does it work? Because I know the NFL, they kind of stopped doing the testing because they're like, nah, man, I want to play. So NHL, so how it works with you guys? Do you have to go in somewhere and test every day, or if you have symptoms, you go?
Yes. So before, when we go in, we do have our doctors and our athletic trainers, and we do get tested. And yeah, it's
So
it's a
you're not
process.
tired of that no stuff. Like even me, when I get tested to go to work, I'm like, man, can I spit in something?
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It's protocol. It's to keep, everyone and yourself safe. So,
I feel you. Okay, so tell me before we let you go, your dream match. I'm giving you all that money in the world, all that. You tell me when, where, against who?
I'm going to have to say, make it a triple threat match. Me versus Mickie James versus Trish Stratus at the grandest stage of them all. How about WrestleMania?
Oh, you got hype when they faced each other, eh? You got talk to me about, and then
Well,
I let
it
you go.
was such a broad question.
I know, but talk to me about that feud, because for me, it was the feud that made me fall in love with women's wrestling. That Mickie James versus Trish.
Woo! I loved it. Me too. They have such amazing chemistry, and I remember watching that at the time, and I was like, I want to be just like that.
That's awesome. But hey, Royal Rumble is this is gonna be, well, when this gonna air, is gonna be this Sunday. So enjoy, go out there, hide under the ring, bring yourself a bottle of water, because it can't be long. Sometimes it's an hour, right? Bring a bottle of water under the ring and win that thing for Canada and bring it back home.
I will. I'll do it for Canada.
you keep doing that thing, and I want to see you ride that horse one day to the ring.
Yes, it'll happen.
Okay, all right, you be safe.
You too. Thank you so much.
Yes, Aliyah, great girl. So speaking with the WWE, we decided that it would be cool to have more of them on the podcast. This platform is great fit for them. The WWE superstar who've been on the pod loved it, and it's time for us to expand and get more and more superstars on the pod for those English Fridays, because they are mega star. You look at their social media following, they're on TV on Fox, biggest network in the USA. They are on TV on USA Network. They do pay-per-views. They do premier live events. The WrestleMania will be at Cowboy Stadium in front of 200,000 people, because they're doing 2 nights. It's huge. The wrestling is huge, man. I'm telling you. People laughed at me when I first started to do the commentary for Raw at TVA Sports every Wednesday. I've been doing this for 5 years now, and it goes fast. 5 years. Wow. I've been doing this for 5 years, and people laughed at me at the beginning. Why would you do this? And those same people laughing, they're the same people watching now, because we brought our touch, we brought our color, we brought me and Pat Laprade. We are doing our thing with the product that we receive. And it's something for the people. It's not specific for me or Pat. It's me and Pat giving everything we have for you, doing our expressions with our love and with our everything, put a lot of time into it, and people see that, they notice that, and now instead of laughing, they're watching. When I mention them on the broadcast, I mention the name on the broadcast, they're like, oh man, he said my name, that's crazy. So thank you, Aliyah, for your time. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this pod. Thank you, Bruno, partner of the pod, Mathieu Brutus, and let's go. Let's have more English Fridays, baby. Let's go.